What's going on, guys? So today on this SHOKY third-party Transformers Masterpiece review, we're going to continue on with the ZETA Supertron lineup, and we have the next one. It's also another arm bot. We have their version of Slingshot, although they call him Catapult. So they actually, the names were pretty good puns on the actual one. And he's got a cool motif going on. I dig it. So like, he's the same kind of engineering, not the same mold, so to speak, as the previous one we looked at with Fireflight, but you know, there's a lot of similarities. The engineering is exactly the same for combination stuff like that, but you know, as it goes, he's a more interesting looking bot to me. And you know, we do have the folded up wings down here on the legs with some missiles and stuff like that, and I'm just going to go ahead and remove those for this part of the review just because it makes sense to do so. We'll bring those back for transformation. And he comes to the back, and he's a Harrier, so he has a, you know, half of a Harrier stuck on his back. And oh, something I did forget to point out, they did come with screw hole fillers, and so this guy's got 3 of them here, here, and then 1 up here. I forgot to point that out on the previous 2, so I apologize, but he's pretty neat, and I like it. And he's got this interesting head sculpt happening here with orange face paint and a gold visor. So for me, he's like definitely ready to be that cool 80s pilot. That's on a very loose ball joint. That kind of sucks. We do have black paint on red plastic, at least here, and I don't know about this part. I believe this is all molded in black. Yep. And once again, I maintain that I think that the metallic thing that they went for in this set is it's just like a kind of just pearlescent gloss coat. You know, there's nothing crazy there. Just spray painted everything with it. Oh, I just realized he has a spot for an Autobot logo there, even though logistically he's supposed to have it there on his arm. So, oh well. See, this one should have been on the other guy. I feel like there's some weird mold issues. Like, this guy should have been Fireflight, and instead he came out as Catapult or Skydive, or no, Slingshot. I get Skydive and Slingshot backwards all the time. Did I neglect the side skirts on the last one? No, he doesn't have side skirts. That's weird. Sorry, I'm knocking things over down here. Okay, so he does have gold painted details inside there, silver bits here, silver underneath here, and this is the comparison. So I told you on the last one where, you know, this piece was wrong. You can see here this tab is in the right spot. Same thing for here. Now, in this mode, it's mostly just tabbing into the front, but if you have at least 1 tab, it's really not that big a deal. The rest, whoop-de-doo. He does have silver paint here on the arms. Looks okay. You know, you got the warning tampos all over him. This just translucent bits here on the skirts. That's weird. I could have sworn he had skirts too. He does not. So it's funny, they actually really do make changes to them as they go. So this guy's got side skirts, the other one did not. And you know what? That's something I have not pointed out so far. Thigh swivel. Tampo, silver paint, really terrible toes. So they articulate the same way the previous one did, except there's more of a ball joint, and this thing is kind of useless. It does have holes there, like something should plug into them. I have no idea what's going on with that. Oh yeah, so here, because it's a Harrier, you get extra details here for the jump jets. That's pretty neat. I do dig that. And like I said, ball joint mounted head that's loose. I've sort of roughly talked about articulation. It's the same as Fireflight. You know, you still get shoulder that can collapse up like that and get it out to there. I do like the silver paint in there. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. That's only going to do you so good, you know. And then if you pop things out, you're going to end up with less. So, oh look, he's missing a thumb. Like, no joke, he's missing a thumb. This thumb popped off beforehand because I had a gun in his hand. Now the other thumb is flat out gone. Gonna be honest, I'll probably never find that. Okay, so waist rotation is there. Springy bit there for a stand I don't own. Like I said, thigh rotation. You can bring the legs out, though if you have the side skirts up, you gotta watch that backpack. So he can do a full Jean-Claude, you just gotta get him there. There we go. See, that's the other problem is you can easily pop the torso off. Just got to be careful. Flipped up the skirt. The skirt can kick about that far forward, and that's how you can see how pathetic those toes are. By the way, silver paint in here looks okay. Big single jointed knee with lots of ratchets, which is good. This part looks like it can move. It does not. And by the way, these do move later on. And like I said, toes are just pointless because it didn't come up to there. That's mostly for combine mode, and then like just trying to determine where the toes should go in bot mode is a little bit difficult. So this is just more or less what you got to do is just sort of rest them like that. Stay. And then for the gun, you can just tab that in and pry the thumb right off. So that's the thing you got to learn to do every time, is to pry the thumb off. So, and then pop the forearm open. So as you can tell, and you'll see more and more as we go through these things, QC is not great on this. Like, fitment is an issue, parts being out of whack, and then stuff just falling off. Just a little bit of silver paint on the gun, nothing else special going on there. He does have pegs, so you can plug it up under his wings. We'll look at that soon enough. So let's, good God, come on. Okay, so I'm gonna set that thumb out of the way. I'll locate it later. I do believe that in the Combiner Wars continuity, he was actually replaced with Alpha Bravo. So there's not a good comparison. You know, Alpha Bravo just has an orange face deco like him. That's the only similarities, because he's a helicopter, he's a Harrier, so they're both vertical liftoff things. So that's something. And then we'll bring out the previous bots for comparison. So there's his other arm mate, which is funny because, you know, despite being essentially the same thing, he's a hair taller. And then the Commander, Mr. Silverbolt, like so. And, you know, at this point you've seen how Jetfire compares, so that's no biggie. I cannot believe that thumb was missing. But let's go ahead and get this guy transformed. It'll look very, in some ways it'll be very familiar, but honestly throughout most of this process it's going to be pretty familiar. Oh look, it changed again. Alright, so we're going to be transforming Slingshot to his jet mode, but of course we need to look at his character card because I'm an idiot. And there it is. And you know, he's called Catapult in this version. And for some reason, ZB06 0230 was what they called everybody, despite the fact that's actually just Superion or Spiritron. And then there you go, you got the back. You know, nice premium feeling character cards. They're not just crap cardboard. Okay, so he's got very similar transformation to the previous boy. For some reason, this missile pod just got like stupid loose. Like, could have sworn it added a bit more to it. So once again, we're just gonna go ahead and pull the wings off because we can, and just gonna make our transformation sequence a bit easier. Now I'm trying to recall, I believe his head does the same thing the other guy's does, so we just leave that facing inward. Also, that really doesn't tab inward, damn. So let's just go ahead and pull this open. And actually, let's not do that yet. Let's do the hands first. Come on. Hey, he's missing a thumb. God knows where that went. So we're going to compact the arm like so. I already forgot which way it's supposed to be facing. I think just that way, huh? Yeah. And I don't know why there's like pink overspray on everything in this guy. It's either overspray or something else is going on. I can't tell, but something's not happy about it. Okay, am I having the exact same issue I had a second ago? Because I feel like I'm having the exact same issue I had a second ago. Well, a second ago for me, you know, it was a few days for you guys. Okay. What the hell balls is going on? feel like it's just not ever right. Like, how is it possible that I can't have it right one way and then have it wrong the next way and then have it wrong again? It's like, just go. I really just want to rip the hand off. I'm going to be honest with you. See, the fingers seem to be the problem. I feel like I just fought this exact same battle. And I don't understand. Why it's fighting me.
Some minutes later.
It's gotta be... I keep thinking it's the hand. I think it's the tab. It was the tab. The hand was right the whole time. Damn. That's stupid. Come on. Like, there wasn't even a problem with the hand. It was this stupid tab wouldn't go where it needed to go. I'm sitting there fighting it. That pisses me off. Okay, so we need to collapse the arm like we did before. Shoulders up. This tabs into there. And then we need to open that up as best I can. Push this down and through. Just clearances are always an issue with this. So tuck that in. Forearm in as tight as it'll go. Collapsed. Oop, hey, get back down there. That there, and collapse in. Everybody happy? Good. Close that up. Close that up. Head facing inward. These stay down because those things will tab into somebody else. You want to go ahead and rotate these downward just for the heck of it. Go ahead and untab this. It's like... Okay, so untab all that. Then move that forward. So tail section goes back there. Once again, the face, the head, just tucks in like that. You've got alignment tabs all along there. And solidify the cockpit like so. This is stupid. There's still visible head syndrome even on this. Okay, legs are going to be a similar process to what we saw before, but let's move this little hingy bit up and tab that in. And then we're going to break it loose like that. Where does it tab in? Oh, okay, it tabs there, this and this one. So this guy is just ever so slightly different than the other. And then with the foot, I think we want to do that. I think we want him plugged in this way. And then we want this part like that. You can see how that's all hinged up inside here. And the leg will collapse the same way it did on previous robot. Go ahead and do that number. And this is tucked in as it is. And I believe we have the same collective problem here. So we want this to be inside there. Bring this in, tab that in, and then I believe this will just drop into place after we got everybody else lined up good. So second leg, get the VTOL there, and you can rotate these down as well for all that matters. I guess see the foot doesn't even, I guess we can do the foot that way. Okay, so back to this leg. Come over here. Untab. Straighten that out. Leg in and down. Tab together. Same kind of thing here. Big tab here, tab there, trough there. And then there'll be other bits that'll line up as we go. Kind of get this in and where it's supposed to go. There we go. It's always something, because it's just got to get right inside there. Or down here, whatever. You know, don't go to where you need to go on my account, you know. Do it when you feel like it, buddy. Okay. So we got all that going on. And you can see here where they don't have the same amount of sparkly clear coat across the thing. So, foot, let's just reorganize this. I believe that is what those are supposed to be like. If there's such a thing as the correct way to do it, I believe it's that. And then we'll drop this guy down after fixing the tail. Hold on. Come on. Everybody get together. And then tab this up and in if it'll go. Flip these down. Bring all of this down and it will tab in right there. So there we go. I don't know how these are supposed to go. Are they downward? Upward? I don't even know. I think it's downward slightly, like that. Okay, and then one thing I want to point out real quick while I'm here, you have these screw hole covers. I think I mentioned it, but you got screw hole covers there, there, and inside there. I put them on while he was still in bot mode. Okay, so look, here's another. Look, what is this pinkish overspray? What is going on there? And you can even see the reddish pinkish color doesn't even line up 100% across that joint. So that sucks a bit. So wings. Go ahead and that, and I'm going to hinge it up. So this big tab needs to go up inside there. So you want to line it up and then tab it in back here with the little post. And we'll do the same thing again over here. So plug into the hole, slot. Maybe it should be slot then tab in the hole. Actually, that was a good idea. So little post goes in there. You know, figure out your wings and then just balance everything out a little bit, and there we go. There's our Slingshot in his little Harrier mode, and it's pretty cool. Now, I feel like you can do with as you want with these between the different modes. I kind of forget, but I think it looks better back like this. I think maybe it's just combined mode that it's different, and bot mode, it's bot mode and other one are supposed to stay down like this. The jump jets, you know, rotate. It is what it is. We don't get a whole lot of new detail because we can see virtually everything, but you got ZB04 there. You got all the things. You got the cockpit that opens up and rocks back like that, which is pretty neat. Nice little molded cockpit, and I like the kind of bronzish color there. Looks pretty good, or almost like titanium. And he does have the landing gear like a Harrier that folds down from here. That's a little stiff. That's kind of scary because it is made for VTOL, which is vertical takeoff and landing. Also, you got all the no steps and the Autobot logos that I put on there. And what is going on back here? Like, this just does not. That's just one of those QC problems where fitment is sort of impossible. Now let's see here. We have, oh look, front landing gear. I bet that's the same as the other guy. Okay, so these two arm jets, clearly I didn't play with the landing gear when I was messing with them before, or else I would have noticed that. Look at this. Okay, I think the problem is I'm resting my arms on the thing and just pulling everybody down. I'm just having issues tonight, guys. It was afternoon when I started this video. It's night now. So I'm going to plug the missiles in here. Oh, you could technically stagger them if you're into screwing things up, you can do that. You don't have to. I'm just saying you can. Like so. And I've got gunsling around. I just don't know which one this is, to be totally honest. And you could put him in either way, but there he is in his landing mode. So let's bring in comparisons. The only one that's not a direct comparison, because we don't have this figure in Combiner Wars. Now, I think they did eventually release a version of him to replace Alpha Bravo here, but, you know, Alpha Bravo is what it is, so he replaced that one. It is, yeah, but you get the references in the color and stuff like that, so it's cool. And let's bring in our previous Aeiralbots with Fireflight. I mean, like, this is going to be big. I'm really not going to have room for these. Constructicons are easier because they're cars. Yeah, I do believe the Phantom had some slightly upturned wings. And then Mr. Big Plane. So you can see that these more or less scale to each other. He might be just a hair bigger, but these scale, that just, you know, we just always forget Silverbolt for not being normal. And guys, yeah, this is not the easiest thing in the world to pull off, just because I'm working on all this background, not to mention I started out one way with the black, now I'm on a white sheet. Weird continuity errors. It is what it is. It's the way you have to film these things. So, speaking of that, let's move on to getting this guy into combine mode. Okay. So, moving on to get this guy into combiner mode. If you've been watching the whole series, you know that basically I've decided to just take the wings off. If nothing else, it's one less thing to struggle with. And, well, it's going to end up being a much cleaner combiner bot. You can keep them on. I'll say it again. You can keep them on, and you can put them wherever you want. You can reorganize them however you want. It's up to you as the transformist. What else do you call somebody who transforms things? Okay, so I think this is the one part of contention that I was never really certain about, and that's what to do with these guys. So I think for combine mode, I'm going to pull them up, because they've been back for jet mode and all that, so let's just do it that way for now. Okay, fold that up, come back here, we're going to split the back end. That's what Spudger's for, like that. And we're going to bring this up, and then we know that that's tabbed in up there. So I just sort of keep splitting the egg, so to speak, to get everybody free. You can just sort of wiggle it. And then if you break that front tab loose here off of these panels, well, that makes your life pretty dang easy. So we just slide that back, no problem. Now we have all of this to hinge about. And then go ahead and pull the canopy up, or the canopies. And then we can condense this. Might come to the point where I don't know if I can get them together while everybody is still out. Let me see here. Can I please just a little, you know? Yeah, like that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it's got a couple small tab spots that this is gonna get back to. I say that and then can't get it there. Come on. Or is it that this is in the way? Okay, so that's there. So you have to get this. So one thing you'll notice, there's peg holes, and then there's tabs, and you got to line everybody up over here. But you got to get it past this freaking canopy first. Ugh. Come on. There we go. Good lord. Okay, so he's pretty solid in that aspect, comparatively. And then we can clean this up later. So there's kind of there, and then his bobblehead. That's just weird. So pull the head off. Well, not off. Pull it up. Go ahead and kind of do that number. I think is more or less what he's going to do. I'm going to pop the chest open. And if you saw this on the last one, it was a giant struggle. But this time I know slightly better than what I'm doing. Okay, and there's another thing. So these little flappies here that were covering the shoulder gaps and then make this up, that will hold all of this together incredibly effectively, and you will not be able to move anything you want to move if those are in the way. So keep that in mind. I want to pop this loose. There's a little bit more clinging. Okay, so this is going to be the left arm, so we want the elbow to be facing this way. And we want the outside of the arm facing, let's go this way, yep. And then we'll just rotate the whole thing. Make sure you're holding this part, not trying to twist the entire thing, because once again, only a skinny little hinge here is keeping this entire bit together. So once again, inside of the arm, outside of the arm, and we've got our elbow where we want it. I did it again. I totally did it again. I was about to do it again. Now we got our elbow where we want it. That was my mistake on the last one. Okay, so we want to flip this up. And we want the combiner port to come up. Okay, and we flip that little clippy down. And then utilizing everything at our disposal, we're going to cram the head through the hole like so. And I believe it should function like this. It does, look at that. So, and once again, you know, differing opinions on where the Autobot logo should go. So we want these tucked back up here. Once again, they'll be in your way if you don't. And then this will come in again on that double hinge. It tabs in. This is how secure this is. You got a tab slot there. And then it wants to tab in to that at the same spot. So let's look at this again. Double hinge in, please. Thank you. Tab onto there. Nope. Nope. There we go. And then make sure the arms are tabbed in. We can close this now. Come on. Get up in there. Why are you being difficult all of a sudden? Okay. Now, all that's secure, and tuck that down in there, and combiner port is lined up. Now you can finagle these however you want. These are about as good as they're going to get because the hand needs to go there. And then we have our elbow joint. It gets disconcerting, but the top part is only really where it's going to get weird. The bottom is okay. And you know, this is where I said that you can have these however you like. And then of course, if you want to put wings on, you can. But there he is in his combine mode. And for a quick comparison, there he is with Alpha Bravo in his left arm configuration. Originally, Rodimus had him as a leg. I've got him as a arm. So trying to match everybody up to where they would go with this set. And he's easier in most ways than Fireflight was, as you no doubtably saw. Or undoubtedly saw, however that word works. I struggled a lot with Fireflight. And one thing I haven't talked about is you got this like filler neck here. I think it's like a fuel line thing. It's just glued in here and then tabbed in down there. Be careful, because you might break that off. I have yet to, but just be wary of it. So, you know, just a fair bit of warning for the future. Actually, I think these guys eventually will come out. I don't know. We'll see what happens once we get the hand plugged in there. But yeah, I like this one better. It's a more interesting jet, slightly more interesting bot mode, less QC problems than the previous, which is always a good thing. The head being the only real glaring one, and then clearances are just way too tight. But for the most part, he's good. Was he the one who has a lot of weird pink overspray, or is that somebody else? In case you guys are wondering, I'm not doing this on the same day I did the rest of it. But I do think he's got some overspray issues, and it looks like it's the same kind of pink that they use for this Tampo, so something might have happened in the painting process. So, but guys, make sure you stick around for the entire series. As I said before, this review series takes a lot of work on my part to make happen, so please watch them all. And of course, do the like and subscribe if you are new here. And yeah, check out the Taro videos. I keep forgetting to mention that. The Taro videos are on the secondary channel. They come out the same day as these reviews. So if you want to see how to get him from combined mode to bot mode, which is we basically have covered all of the transformations now, go over there and check those out at the same time. Hopefully I'll be smart and link the things up there. But until then, I will catch you guys later. And remember, as always, to keep on flying.